Why are you laughing at?
Your face when you looked at my shirt.
Because I've just come in and I was having a weird phone call outside. And my head's a bit... I didn't really clock what it is until just... I seen it was a bit sort of dad on a stag do.
Busy.
But I didn't realise it was tigers.
If you like pina colada... This is my holiday, mate. Lockdown. I'm on holiday. Runk on with the lads. Oh, Carl, don't want to hear from you.
I think it's beautiful.
You'd wear that, wouldn't you?
100%.
And you wouldn't even be messing. He's half taking the piss with this. You'd wear that on a night out at your age as well.
Yeah.
What do you mean, half taking the piss?
Like, you're not wearing that seriously.
What?
You're wearing that because this is a comedy podcast.
What?
It's genuinely great. It's a talking point, and that's what it's...
Thanks, Carl. What?
There's tigers on your tits.
Tigers on my tits? It's fire.
It is, Dan.
Fire.
Take no sartorial advice from him.
No what?
This is fashion, mate.
Sartorial?
Yeah.
What's that mean? Oh, I don't even want to know. Fucking Susie Gimp over there. Dickhead shitty corner.
I can't work out if our slams are getting better or fucking worse. Shut up, Susie Gimp. Shut up, face.
Fucking weird.
All right, then I'll change it.
I honestly, I like this shirt. I know that no one else does, apart from my daughter, who went, "Daddy, you look cool," and I'm like, "You're 3 and you don't know what the fuck you're on about." Laura just went. She saw me walk on the landing, and I knew I was doing it, and I had my cap backwards, and she went, "Wow," and I went, "Do you want to get that kitchen roll now? Because you must be fucking damn down there, baby."
Yeah, I think any top that a 3-year-old thinks is cool, there's a problem with it, because that is designed by a child, innit? What do you want on your top? I want trees, and I want waterfalls, and I want tigers, and I want them now.
What's on
Also,
your t-shirt?
it's Primark.
What's on your t-shirt under your hoodie?
It's a Stuzzy t-shirt with tour dates on the back.
It's 120 quid.
You usually wear a hoodie with a wolf on.
Yeah, one big wolf with it like a cyborg guy.
One big wolf isn't shit.
Because I
26 tigers.
I'm a wolf.
Yeah, because if you
in
send to a
bed
kid,
with a cyborg guy, so that's why I wear it.
What you want on your t-shirt? A wolf with a cyborg guy. What's a kid would say?
Is that your spirit animal?
Yeah.
Wolf with a cyborg eye. 3 women have gone missing in the West Derby area. My spirit animal is a wolf with a cyborg eye. And I'm good with knives.
You can't have more than one tiger on your top.
Wolf with a cyborg guy sounds like a pet.
Perfect. What?
You can't have more than one tiger on your top.
What? One tiger's cool? Right, that's it. I'm going on eBay.
Ignore him.
I am getting a tiger t-shirt for this fucking lump, and we'll see how cool you look with one tiger. You look like one of them pedos who's been let out at Knowsley Safari Park.
I'd love it if you got me this exact t-shirt, but you removed all but one of the tigers. Just this one left. And the rest of it's just like whatever else is going on.
If Schultz wore this shirt, a week later, he'd have this fucking shirt on.
No.
I mean, that's a reach.
His dress sense is odd as well, and it is...
Poor Dan.
When did Carl become my saviour? I'm loving this new role. Like, yeah, Carl, support me.
Or a short sleeve shirt is called a nerd jersey.
Yeah, you've got a nerd jersey on.
I wear short sleeve shirts, but I make sure I wear a jacket with it because I've got the arms.
Yeah. Mate, I don't know what's going on. It was a £5 in Primark.
Is it a Primark one?
It feels... Yeah. So not only is it designed by children, it's made by them. Hey! Thank you, Comedy Podcast. We're nailing it. Thanks for being a Patreon. I knew... This is so weird. I've started doing the same thing to you that I've done to Laura for the last couple of years. I've started to buy things for a reaction.
To bait me?
Yeah, I'm not even joking. I'm like, I know it's a Spanner dad shirt. And I was like, I'm just going to wear it. Because Laura can't afford not to be married to me. So fucking out comes this shirt. And now you're financially tied to me to a certain extent. It's amazing, and it's just like freedom. I'm never going to get laid ever again by my wife.
Is that your life goal, to just get people involved with, financially, so that you can take the piss out of them and ruin their day? Because it's okay. Do you know what? I could get on board with the shirt if it had like a different hat with it, but these just don't match.
No, they don't. No,
like
they don't.
This,
what about if I go backwards with it?
See that shirt?
Hello.
No.
Woo!
No.
What's little Vinny saying? I know he's injured, but I might do you a little tingle here.
You look like you're on a Make-A-Wish holiday. The hat.
What, as one of the kids or one of the like carers?
No, like a really old child.
Maybe that's my Make-A-Wish. Maybe I'm Benjamin Button. I'm 8. I'm autistic.
Yeah, it's just...
There's 29 tigers. I'm getting you a tiger t-shirt. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Christmas presents are going to be fucking great.
Secret Santa.
We can't do Secret Santa with 3 of us. We just have to get...
There's going to be an intern. There's an intern coming.
I'm not getting them a fucking present.
Why do you already hate the intern that you've not yet met?
I don't know. I've just got a feeling.
Yeah, I don't... It's us 3, innit?
Yeah, it is.
But we'll buy everyone a gift.
It is, Carl. If the African lady says your name, you're part of the core.
Yeah. And the intern.
And the intern, who, by the way, is getting paid more than me.
It's time for Have a Word with Adam, Dan, Sensei Carl, and some cunt Adam has already decided he does not like. Let's get down to it.
Oh, God. How you feeling, kid?
All right, I had a bit of a nothing day yesterday. You know, you just do a bit nothing. What?
I didn't. Carry on, and then we'll talk about my emotional roller coaster. What do you mean?
I woke up.
You need a down day sometimes, babe.
No, but I didn't. I just added anyway. So I woke up, watched the footy, played a bit of FIFA, smashed my PlayStation pad up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like literally I was fucking twatting it off the floor.
Really?
Like...
Don't break that. Yeah. But why?
Fucking weekend league.
Because you're losing.
No, because I was meant to be winning, but the game was tricking it into
Cheater.
scripting. He's laughing because he knows.
Me too.
You're getting fucked off at a CPU.
It's fucking unbearable, and I can't wait to play it when I get home.
You're in a love-hate
crap,
relationship.
You know? Oh, it's fucking awful.
FIFA or...
FIFA.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got everyone by the bollocks. You could despise it for a week, and as you say, I can't wait to play it again. See?
I smashed my pad up last night, turned it off, and 15 minutes later I was sat there, I was like, I can't win the next one. And I nearly turned it back on, and instead I made myself go to bed.
Have you got like reserve pads just in case you have a
I've got one, but that's already a bit smashed up from last time. I need to buy a new pad now.
Do Amazon do pads?
Yeah.
Is it classed as essential?
Yeah.
Fuck Amazon.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Amazon better not get Nancy about lockdown again. Like, it's only essential items. Like, shut up.
They didn't do that the first time round.
Really, did they not?
No.
There was a hint of it, though.
No, lad, the fucking shite I ordered in the
we
first
put a
lockdown.
video out talking about it.
Yeah, the amount of shite I ordered in the first
Right,
lockdown.
yeah.
There's no, like, it's not going like Wales. Did you see in Wales they were putting like fucking wet floor signs so they couldn't to stop people to get to the DVDs and that?
Yeah, and that the dad came in no clothes to prove a point because they made the clothing section of Tesco non-essential. So he turned up in his underpants to protest it. And you're like, Jeff, you've got loads of clothes at home though. It's a fucking point of principle. I was going to buy 2 for £5 t-shirts. And now I've got my knob out in a fucking Asda. Like, what are you doing, mate? I love
I love him. What do you mean, what are you doing?
No, I know.
It's
an extension of this shirt, isn't it?
I love the commitment to that. No, do you know what? I'll prove that they're essential. I'll prove it. You can make anything essential if you really want to. If you try hard enough, a fucking Spandau Ballet CD can save your life.
Do you know what? Now, tracking back over your recent history, it all makes sense that you would align yourself with the naked in Tesco guy after the McDonald's incident where you're like, this is essential! I've had a car crash and I want a McFlurry!
I didn't want a McFlurry! I wanted shelter!
Don't make him bite.
Shelter!
I love him though.
And a hash brown. Yeah, good on him. Fuck it. It's a great way.
If he had any fucking balls, though, he would have got his balls out. Do you know what I mean? You got to turn up completely knackers.
It's a funny thing, isn't it? That you keep hearing these stories of like, this woman was thrown off a plane for being dressed in a lewd manner. And she was asked to leave this shop. And then they do that thing of like, mother of 3, Kelly, and they like take a picture and they look really quite reasonable. But you know she's turned up to like fucking PC World looking like a hooer. But why has this started? This thing of like, oh my goodness me, you can't dress like that in this shop. You're like, fuck off, mate. You're not Harrods.
Where are you getting your news from? Have you seen any of this?
Someone got thrown off a plane. Isn't that Bane?
It regularly pops up in my like Google feed or on Twitter, like people sharing it. Like this woman was. It's a very much a clickbaity Daily Mail sort of thing.
Perhaps he's wondering why someone would photograph a woman before throwing her out of a plane.
That one's Sean Connery.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, just wear what you want. I just really think there should be more wear what you want in all walks of life.
I don't know where you're finding the not wear what you want.
I haven't seen because you haven't seen them doesn't mean they don't exist.
No, I'm not saying that.
It is
like ghosts.
It is
got ya. Fucking skeptic cunt.
Oh no, that's a valid point. I mean, I look the idiot now. Like, yeah, so you've not seen Jesus, have you? So yeah. There's clickbait articles on the Daily Mail I've not seen, so they exist. And also, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It does happen. People, what?
Just made me laugh. Is that all right? Sometimes you're funny. Damn it, you're funny.
How am I funny? How am I funny? Just because I got my knob out in fucking Tesco? Am I a clown with my balls out?
You could wear this to clown school and they'd be like, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you shaking your head, huh?
I think I could get laid if
You
I wasn't with
only
Laura.
like that because it's different to like it rather than call him a gobshite. That's who you are. You just pretend to like shit that you don't really like so that everyone thinks you're fucking cool.
No, what?
Hot calling kettle fucking
When do I ever do that?
ethnic minority. You literally flip a mental coin and go, I'm going hard on this side. If I go, you know what? I really like flowers. Flowers are for fucking nonsense.
I don't want to look like everybody else. I mean, right now I do because I've got a fucking Berghaus 3/4 zip on.
Some
but
of the shite you wear, lad.
it's fantastic.
He wears
Do you know
stuff.
why you hate it? Because I'll fucking pull it off.
No, it isn't. You don't.
I do.
It looks stupid. Do you know when you go to Top Man and there's like a shelf on sale of like fucking leopard print, half zebra print t-shirts? He'll get one of them and be like, nice, this isn't. It's like, no, it's on the sale rack for the reason no cunt was buying
He's
it.
been in a relationship 9
And
years.
I look fire.
Serica loves him and he's in a relationship. So
I
he's
know.
like,
I was doing that before I got with her.
tolerates him.
I look fire in anything. End of.
you're in a different realm now. Single man. You got to think about it.
Yeah.
Got to think about what clobber we're putting on.
Grey oldies.
Do you think I could get laid if I wasn't with Laura? Because I think I might be institutionalized by marriage now. And that if Laura was like, Dan, you are a bell end and I've had enough, it would take a lot for me to be like,
I'm telling you,
putting skinny jeans on again and be like, still got it.
from my
Granddad at the
experience
disco.
of this podcast, you could absolutely get laid. Because I'm telling you right now, the amount of flirty messages I've had from some of our listeners, and I love them. They're quite... Last night, a girl messaged me
Hey, Paul. What?
to say, what does Jade look like? And I was... Because you've mentioned it loads on the podcast, and I went, you must be quite far behind because we split up like 9 weeks ago. And she went, yeah, no, I know about that. I'm trying to see what my competition looks like. And then asked me to send her a photo of
That's
Jade.
a
Okay.
bad line.
Okay, you sound fucking aggressive. What does your mum look like? Because I was fitter than her as well. Yeah! That's how I get laid. Aggressively. That's my flaps. Don't cry, sunshine.
Isn't it weird how you can call your mum gorgeous? Because my mum was gorgeous. But you can't call your ma thick, can you? Because then you look like a fucking incestual.
Do you say gorgeous? I'd say beautiful. Yeah. I wouldn't say gorgeous.
Gorgeous is teetering into a bit like, you know,
Beautiful.
I think they're
nonce.
exactly the same.
They're
In
not.
my head, no, but in my head,
Gorgeous is more sexy. Beautiful is more
Yeah, fit.
beautiful.
My mum was banging. Smoking.
your nan was banging.
She was fucking sizzling hot.
Scissor.
I don't even mean banging in terms of like attractive. Your nan was just taking mountains of dick.
Yeah.
Literal mountains. We've figured it out.
Was it 28?
34.7
Hang on,
Mount
just-
Everests.
Gonna go in my happy place.
Why are you doing my eye?
That's what happens.
Is your
when I
happy
try and
place
block
just
out.
pretending to be me for a minute? So what happened to you yesterday?
I need to apologise to you and Carl. I within 12 minutes, I'd had 4 very different fucking emotions. I just decided that I've had a couple of beefs in my life, like mini beefs, nothing massive, but just like things that have been bugging me for a while. And I just had this wave through basically dieting and not sleeping properly. I have cut out
He had a little
sugar.
period.
I've been eating so much shit. I put about 1.5 stone on 2 stone in about a year and a half. And I cut out sugar from Saturday morning. And by Sunday morning, I was like, I just want to change things, man. I need to let things go. And then I was like, oh, fuck off. And so I'm sending you messages going, mate, I'm just, we need to get so-and-so on the pod. It'll be good for the pod. And I'm just ready to just like move on. I don't want that annoyance in my life. I think maybe we should do, a few things in the studio. You were like, are you sure? I was like, fuck you, Adam. Fuck you. I'm trying to be sound. And I caught myself doing it. And then later on, the reality of this lockdown kicked in. And I'd spoken to a couple of comics who basically the general vibe from stand-up comics around the country is, fuck. And then me and you are like, this is what we should do in terms of content for the next month. Everything's going really well. Patrons singing. And I was like, literally like, guys, just want to tell you that I appreciate everything we're doing here. And that was the point that you went, are you all right?
Because it felt like you were a pregnant woman
accepting an Oscar.
trying to quit smoking.
It was at one point, Laura, who is a pregnant woman, went, chill out. Because I went in and isn't it amazing what me and Adam and Carl are building, and they said difficult times and everything. And she was like, are you okay? I was like, I said it to you on the message. I was like, I'm either going to lose 3 pounds or start my period. That is, it's on the cards.
It was nice.
It was just so all over the map.
Do you know?
Because at one point I asked you, have you had DMT? Because you were so like, we need to forgive, let ourselves be forgiven. We need to move on with our lives and find joy and happiness in all the personal friendships we have built along the way. And then it was, I want a sign! And then it was, do you know what? No. Other people are panicking and we're doing okay. So I need to let you both know that I love you so much.
Do you know what got me sorted, leveled out, and the whole day leveled out? It was a fucking baked potato. That I was like, and I had a baked potato, and I was like, "You're all right, mate." I just needed some carbohydrate. Otherwise, I was going to twat my phone against the wall, quit the podcast, and just start walking. Just leave the house and just.
See,
wander
most
off
people
into
have erratic behaviour like that when they quit like heroin, cocaine, don't have any weed for a bit. Alcoholics who can't get the drink because their dole money hasn't gone in. You know what I mean? And I've seen that happen in my life, really. Up and down. I love you so much. Get the fuck out of my back. No, I really need you. No, fuck you. And what you needed was spuds.
carbohydrate. I'm like,
what did you have on your baked potato?
Low-fat cheese and some chopped up red pepper. It was a diet jacket potato, and I like, what it's like. I remember 3-4 months ago when you were really going into the diet. 5 months ago, yeah. And you were like, I've done so well, I've eaten this. And I remember being on the podcast. And I'm a bit more diplomatic on the pod. When it was you and me doing the Zoom meetings, it was you going, this is what I think. This is what and I was like, I could see that you were really putting energy into that. And you were like, this is what I've eaten, this is what I've eaten. And I wanted to be like, I don't fucking care. But I was like, you know what? Everyone's doing well and he's trying to better himself. It's all good. We take the piss, but there's times when you don't need to. And I nearly did the same thing then. I went, we had some lovely chicken peri-peri steaks. And I just caught myself because I knew you were going to go, I don't give a fuck. But yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? What your vices are.
I'm back to living on chicken.
And fucking sweets is a motherfucker for me. Sweeties.
Do you know what I did the other night? Because I'm trying to get back in the diet frame of mind. I want to lose another stone or so. There was a pack of Maltesers in my house, and I opened them, and I had 2. And then I literally
fucking hell, this one's, and then you just fucking snorted the rest.
No, I ripped the, because it was a big share bag. It was like a £3 bag.
You're turning me on now, honestly.
I ripped the top off.
Really? What were you
and
wearing?
I poured them into the bin so that I couldn't have them.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was about to, I was having like a schizophrenic moment. Like there was a voice in me going, I need fucking like 600 calories in the whole bag. You can do that. Like that's a run. Go for a run in the morning. Just go for a run in the morning. You can have that whole bag right now. And then the other voice was going, don't, lad, you don't want to go you won't get up and go for a run. I was like, you will. You'll go for a run. You always go for runs. Remember running? And I was like, no! And I walked over, ripped the lid off me bin, ripped the thing off the Maltesers and just threw them in. And then went and sat down and then had a cup of tea.
Have you ever been tempted to be like this is when you know you're having a problem with dieting, when you're like, some of them won't be touching bin. some of them will be touching other Maltesers, and then you find yourself like in a fucking
Hang on.
heddle bin.
I've been in a takeaway with Adam in the middle of the day in town. And do you remember this?
I don't know what you're about to say, but I've got anxiety.
We both got a sausage dinner. I think we were going to watch the footy, or we'd been to watch the footy. So we'd had a drink. So we're like sausage dinner, gravy, chips. He dropped a sausage with gravy onto the floor of the takeaway. Picked it up and ate it again.
By the way,
Second rule.
by the way, you think I'm gonna be like, oh, you fucking pig, but I honestly, in my head, I'm like, nah, I don't give that
But it
much
wasn't
of
like
a
a
shit.
3-second rule. It was like 25 minutes.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, no,
it was
it
an
wasn't.
immediate thing. 5-second rule applies to this. And also, I was bevied.
No, we like gravy on it though.
Doesn't
but
matter.
when you're young and bevied and fucking hungry.
This is why I don't get sick very often. My immunities.
Yes, I was exactly
Your
gonna say that.
immunity.
Yeah, if you let stuff roll on the floor a little bit, get a little bit of dog shit on your sausage, it's good for your immunity. Yes, you've got worms, but that's not. They help with your immunity.
Yeah. Would you have honestly, if you'd have dropped a sausage that day, you wouldn't have bet it?
I went and bought another one.
No.
I don't want AIDS.
I didn't get AIDS.
What? I nearly went, you can't get sausage AIDS.
You can't get AIDS off the floor of a chippy in Liverpool.
Yeah, but there's more.
Fact.
They fucking debt on it every day.
It was the lobster pot at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Where wouldn't you? Right, the sausage drop. Let's break it down. You've had a bevy. It's rolled a little. Picked it up. If anything, the gravy is like a barrier. I don't know. Where would you drop? Like on the pavement outside.
No, I'd still, as long as it didn't land in dog shit.
Right.
Like a fucking flake in an ice cream. As long as it didn't do that, I'd eat it.
I think.
Or piss.
Right.
If there was like a stream of piss and it went in that, I'd think twice.
He's got ethics.
Yeah.
But like just on a
You're a gentleman.
just on a dry pavement. Nah.
On a dry
Fucking
pavement.
give me sausage, mate. I've paid me 60p. I'm eating it.
Mad.
Well, I've got a fucking kid. The amount of food that I've just like seen dropped, and I'm like, oh God. The worst thing, I did it in front of Laura. Etta started chewing something. She went, I don't like it. And I was like, oh fuck it. And ate it. She'd had a little chew.
Oh, Dan!
Yeah.
That's revolting.
That's not that bad. You made that person, so it's fine.
Yeah, but I also watch her exist. She's like this. She's like, Daddy! She's got so close to just be like, sniff my finger, bitch.
So's he.
I do that to him all the time. If we're in the car and I have a little fucking gooch
he's
shot.
like your child, isn't it? It all makes sense.
When I was sat,
Carl, I don't like this. Come on, Adam, spit it out. You're all right, baby.
when I was going to
You need a
uni,
nap.
you have to fill in your student finance whether you've got any dependents. And that genuinely, because it was the time when Joe last week we mentioned spending all the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I've got a 19-year-old lad dependent,
Yeah.
and it needs to be put into this finance breakdown.
I wonder if they dealt with that a lot with that at the student loans company. Have you got any dependents? Well, dependency on alcohol, sausages from the floor, and methamphetamine. Oh, and a lid called Adam. How much did you borrow?
Do you know how much I'm in debt? So I went to uni twice.
Mate, I think you need to be a bit more specific because student debt is not debt, is it?
No.
I mean, it is.
But it is.
But it's
Well, do you know
fucking
the old
not.
adage, they don't chase you abroad? They fucking do.
What?
They chased me to Japan.
Really?
They
Really?
said-
Carl, don't get on that plane, lad. You owe us $6.5
Like,
grand.
catch me if
How
you can.
much are you in debt? Tell us the number.
So I went to uni twice. I dropped out after the first year, but that was... So when I first
Classic.
went to
You
uni...
still have to pay if you drop out.
Yeah. When I went to uni the first time,
Yeah.
it was 3,000 a year. When I went the second time, it was 9. So added all up with maintenance loans, it's about 37 grand.
Yeah, it was different when I went to uni. It was 2 and 6.
Or £37,000.
Jesus Christ. Sign up at patreon.com/. Oh, you already have.
30. Like, what happens though if you don't pay your student stuff? Did they just fucking like
40 years and it's wiped from the slate.
Oh, that's good. You got a calendar where you're crossing the days off.
No debt collectors can ever be involved. It's not against your credit rating. It is the student loan company. You've borrowed from the government and it's not the same as a normal debt. However, they do have the power to take it from your paycheck or demand it when you're self-employed. So that's how it's different. I didn't pay it because you've got to get past a certain point of for like 10, 12 years in stand-up, you earn all right, but you also have a lot of expenses. Mm-hmm. So as you know, the profit, people who are PAYE, they don't get it being self-employed. They're like, God, you're doing all right. You're like, mate, when it all comes down to it, the amount you spend expenses-wise, but what you get taxed on is your profit, and that's also the threshold of what you've got over. And I was like, I fucking cheated the system, owned student loans for about 12 years, 13 years without paying them a penny. I was like, they've probably forgotten. And then the first year I did okay, they were like, hey, fuck Faith. Damn it.
They're still chasing me.
So it is mad when you tell someone, like when someone's like, so like just for like a normal gig, what do you get? And you're like 200, 220, 250. And they're like, oh my God.
Mate, start that again.
200.
What you used to get paid.
220. Adam used to earn £250 a set on a Friday night. He now is busking for his dinner money online.
And now people message, would you like to come to Foxbury in Buckinghamshire for £80?
But when you tell people you get that, they're like, oh my God, that's for 20 minutes. Jade could never get her head around that. 20 minutes, 250 quid. Fucking unbelievable that. You're on 750 quid an hour. I work 8 hours a day. You must be getting fucking $6,000 a day. That's fucking unbelievable.
That used to do my head in blue, that. So not so much in hot water, because I've seen you do stand-up for a decade. But when I worked in blue when he was new, and you gotta wait, you gotta pay
in a weekend.
You got a weekend, and I was slaving on the bar,
and I got 600 quid in cash.
Yeah, and I got like fucking 40 quid a night.
Oh, those days!
And I was like, you little cunt.
I remember when I started getting paid and no one else had jobs. It was amazing because you're young and no one else had jobs yet. And I started doing all right cash weekends. My mates are like, all right, dickhead. And you're like, yes, but this money's not going to change for 10 years. And you have a degree.
What you're saying is right. Like in Liverpool, getting a 600 quid cash weekend when you've got a fucking weekly bus ticket to get to the gig and back is amazing. But when you've got to go to fucking Nottingham or London and
Nottingham's always the one that you go to.
Because I hate the journey. Nottingham. It takes too long to get to somewhere that isn't that far away.
Do you know what? That sounded mental, but it totally makes sense. It does. It totally makes sense.
Do you know what I mean?
Birmingham's a piece of piss compared to Nottingham.
Yeah, and I don't really know why. I don't know what happens on that fucking A5500 or whatever it's called.
Because you got to go. You can't go the way you want to go.
There's a fucking mountain in the way. But when you've got to do that, you got to pay petrol, parking, hotels, all that shit. That 600 quid quickly becomes fucking 250 for a week's work.
And when you're a functioning alcoholic, which is most young comedians in the country, and you're at a bar like, Danny just played the Frog and Bucket, and now he's paying Northern Quarter bar prices. And you're like, ooh, making them ranges, everyone around. Jaeger bombs, how much is it? £38.50. Couldn't give a fuck. And you're like, yeah, but that's your utility bills, that's your council tax. You're jizzing all of your income.
I worked out the other day sort of how much money I earn and how much money I absolutely haven't got. And I was like, where does it go? And it's because I am really bad for just buying myself stuff, but for paying for everything, for other people. At Edinburgh, Milo McCabe, who will be on this podcast soon, he always tells me off. Because in Edinburgh...
You are generous.
I'll be like, you want a drink? Like if I'm going to the bar, we're in a conversation. Do you want a drink? Do you want a drink? I'm going to bar. I'd rather be the guy that gets a drink too often than the guy who never gets his round in.
The guys who never get rounds in. They're like fucking, aren't they? Little like slithering in the corner like
there's a list in my head.
I've been bought drinks and I haven't paid a round yet.
There's a list in my head of people. And if I go to you, do you want a drink? And I go to the bar and then I don't see you for the rest of the night because I've bought you a drink and I carry on talking to other people. Sound?
That's fine.
But the people who like take 2 drinks off you in a row, but they never offer. There's a fucking cunt list in my head.
They're like, you see them working socially. It's the same mechanism that people who've not paid for a fucking train ticket and are trying to avoid the inspector, like, oh fuck, I think it coming. I'm just going to try and get in the toilet at that point, and they try and miss him. You can see people doing it in bars. Like
I've done that on the train.
No, that's fine. That's totally understandable when you're young or whatever. But when you're in a group of people, especially comedians' nights out, you're like, come on, dickhead.
Yeah.
Fucking get the round in. I'll tell you who's great for that. People like Mick Ferry, who just have a little mental, and he has no qualms in going, hey, Are you man around? Thinks you're around, mate. And everyone's like, yes, sorry, mate. Yeah, good lad. Fucking watching you.
I fucking love people like that. Do you know what? Just on the train thing. Do you know when we were kids, we used to, I used to anyway. Do you know what a save away, like a scratch away bus ticket was? You ever had one of them?
Huh?
Do you know what a scratchy bus ticket is?
A scratchy bus ticket.
Yeah, it had the date, the month, the year.
Yeah. So it had like numbers 1 to 30, all the months, and then it'd have 3 years. Right?
That's like the parking things you get in Edinburgh when you drive up to the Fringe and you stay somewhere and they're like, we've got this thing, but you've got to scratch it out and put it in your car thing. I've literally never heard of it on a bus pass.
So it's a Mersey travel ticket, isn't it? So it's
train or bus?
Both.
For both.
Oh, okay.
So anything under the Mersey travel banner, you can get on with this ticket.
It's like basically pre-Oyster.
Yeah.
Yeah, before that technology.
But you could scam it. Right?
Talk me through it.
So
Did you ever do this?
yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. So what, like I say,
And even if he didn't, he's going to tell a good tale, isn't he?
the numbers 1 to 31,
Did 3 years. Go on.
and you would scratch off whatever day it was, and then because it was a day saver ticket, it was for 1 day, and you'd pay like £2.50, and you could get on any bus and any train all over Liverpool for a whole day.
And once a day and a thing had been scratched off, it was done.
A day, the month, the year, and then it had like a sticky plastic film that you would peel the back off and put it over so it laminated it. So you could not, you couldn't then like scratch it another date off.
So you only use it on that. Hang on, how does it work? It lasted for how long?
For 1 day.
Right.
It was a day ticket to get anywhere in Liverpool on the bus.
So why didn't they just print out a thing with the date on?
Because they just mass produced them so they could just sell them.
Right.
So they were just in a big pile in the shop. And you go, can I have a bus day
Oh,
ticket?
okay.
You get it from
Yeah,
like a news agent.
Yeah.
Can I have a day ticket? And you'd scratch it off. But what they fail to recognise is that if you're a bit fucking sneaky, right, you get buy 2. If you bought 2 of these, could last you for 3 years. Because what you do, right, you scratch one off completely. Every single number,
All the day.
every single month, and every single year.
Yeah.
And you laminate it. And you get the other one, and you scratch fuck all off, and you laminate it. And then the one that you've scratched off completely, you cut out all the numbers, all the dates, all the months, all the years, and whatever day it is. What is it, Dan? Is it the 11th of April 2017? You stick the 11, the April, and the 2017 on the one that you scratched fuck all off on. And then the next day, it's the 12th. Let's take the 11 off. Let's put the 12 on. £5, 3 years of train and bus travel all across Liverpool. There you go.
You just basically need bus drivers and train inspectors who are a bit thick.
All of them.
Oh,
They don't even look at it.
Not asked.
You just like flash it and they're like, yeah, go on. I once got on the bus with my library card from school. I just flashed it to the bus driver and he was like, yeah, because they don't give a shit. They have to just pretend that they give a shit.
Nando's!
Yeah, I've got on the bus with him with a Tesco receipt.
Yeah, he just showed the receipt from Tesco. I just had a meal deal.
As long as you're brazen about it, you're not like, huh. As long as you go, yeah, mate, they go.
That's the mistake people used to make, when they were trying to blag the way on. If you just walk on, you look really confident. Yeah, it's a fucking receipt from fucking Aldi, innit, lad? They're just like, oh, he's confident. But if you walk on like this is what people used to do. Can I have like give us a bit of paper?
Just use my phone.
So people would be like I'd walk on with me fucking Cardinal Heenan library card and be like, you're right, mate, yeah? And I'd just go and get on the bus. And they don't even care. But then the ones who get caught be the ones who be like, you're right, mate? Your bus still can see you. Fucking here, lad.
Yeah.
And that'd be like an actual bus ticket.
It's a great lesson for life. A great lesson for life. Just fucking blag it.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make
Just
it.
be confident.
What my card?
This is why I think the hustle thing would work.
Fucking sucker.
This is why I think the hustle thing would work. Because I'd just be confident, wouldn't I? Walk in. I'm from MI5. Give me the hotel.
You've got to try that.
Nope.
You have to try that.
I think it works for a lot of comedians, isn't it? Just go on, pretend like you know what you're doing, say your jokes dead loud. You'll probably get paid quite well.
Yeah. Make it rollicking.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he finished and he spoke quickly. That was really, really funny.
And you're actually watching the back going, fuck off. That's the Cardinal Heenan pass equivalent of stand-up, innit?
I won't say who it was or where it was, but let's just say in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I was doing a gig and I was watching another comic, and I didn't notice myself do this, but I was watching a comic on stage, and my mate, who was another comic, was in the green room while we were watching the other comic, and he said, "Did you know what you've just done with your face?" Because the comic did something really hacky and shit, and they're too good to do what they did. And apparently I went,
Yeah.
but I didn't mean to do it. I just went, and he went, "Do you know what you just done with your face?" I was like, "No." And he went, "You grimaced at what he'd just done." I'm like, "Ugh."
Because you did that thing that you were talking about. You put yourself in the thing, don't you?
Yeah.
So what you've done there is go, God, I'd never do that. 'Cause, oh God, everyone will think I was a cunt. And we've all taken a tap in occasionally.
Yeah.
And especially when you're comparing, they're all the bit bell ends. You know you're not absolutely like firing on all cylinders. Sometimes it's all right to just knock a fucking one single run.
Just knock it behind you.
But when you're doing it at every gig, there's Scott Bennett got in touch. He was gigging on Saturday, and he was gigging it's a Patreon, and he was saying, I watched someone do all of the fucking tap-ins one after the other, and it makes a crowd be like, yeah, this is comedy.
When you say a tap in, just in case there's new Patreons and they're not akin to the lingo that we've got, when we say a tap in, we mean just a joke that's known as hack, which it just works, and it's not yours. The comic doesn't own it. Like,
fingering behind the bins.
do you know what I can forgive, especially like a Christmas or with a rough gig, you know, a compare that just goes on and does a load of fucking stock put downs if they need it because the gig needs it. I can forgive that. I don't like it, but I can forgive it. But if you're a comic who's doing give me 6 in your set, you know, if you've written a joke that ends with give me 6
Thunder
or
cunt.
It's just fucking shite.
Problem is with the comparing thing though, if you've done that from the off and you've just done simple bric-a-brac fucking, hey, what's this? Fucking Brokeback Mountain? Oh, what's it? Fucking Fritzl? Who's drinking? Cracking set of tit. You walk on and you're like,
I know that comic.
Yeah. He's working in Hull.
You nearly said a name there, didn't you?
And I know what name you're going to say.
We just know it's too, you're setting the bar in a way that if the crowd can be like, and you walk on and you just do your stuff that you've come up with, the crowd are like, what are you fucking on about? Like, that's why you mentioned Danny Mack at the last episode, why you rate him so much. It's because good comparing gets the job done, but sets you up as a comic.
Yeah.
Like, people who just walk on and, hey, all right, hey, fucking, if there's a group of lads and you don't know which one's the knobhead, it's probably you. Fuck off.
I tell you what I hate as well, though, from a comic is
I love doing this, by the way.
I love this as well. Do you know when people complain that the compare rips it too much? Do you know what I mean? So, like, there's sort of this shite notion in club comedy that, like, the compare shouldn't smash it to their best ability, but should just do well enough to make the night easy for the comics so that, like, no one's like, oh, bring the compare back. I've always been of the thought where, like, if you're a good comic and you're playing the good clubs, you should be able to ride the wave of what the compare's done. Like, you must have had this a million times when you just fucking destroy a place comparing.
I've had it a couple of times, Adam, thank you.
But I hate it. The idea that, like, oh, that compare there, he knew he was getting an 8 and he should have left it at an 8 rather than putting it into 4th gear and getting a 10 because now my job is harder. You're a professional comedian. Go on stage and make them laugh. Yeah. If the compare's ripping it to a 10, that means there's a 10 out of 10 laugh available in the room. Go and find it.
I've seen selfish comparing when it's been overdone. I've done it myself. You're overrunning, you're grandstanding.
That's different.
That's different. But being just ripping it. I've also seen incredibly selfless comedy from guys like Mick Ferry who are smashing it comparing and then go, I'm just going to take them down a gear for a minute. You don't have to, but I've seen it done. It's called being a fucking good egg, innit?
One of my favourite things I've seen was at the Frog and Bucket a few years ago, and I was on, you were comparing, and John Lynn was on. And John Lynn is an Irish comic. He's got the nicest voice I've ever heard.
Johnny
and you high energy compare and ripping it. You're bouncing all over the stage, voices, characters, putting characters into the audience, and you went, John Lynn! And he walked on and he went, I'm just going to take it down a couple of notches. And just reset the room to what he wanted it to be. It's that.
Total control. A lot of fucking comedians will come on, they'll do interaction, they'll fucking talk to you, they'll get the room buzzing. That's not my style. I honestly, John Lynn is, if you're a comic, it's difficult not to like him. But I actually like watching him exist as much as I like him as a comic. Because I think he's trying to fuck everything he's talking to. And he's like that Irish rogue, and he fucking knows it, and he hasn't got a fucking ounce of fat on him. He's the only cunt this last 10 years that I've seen can make a waistcoat look good. Like he's fucking wear a waistcoat, you know. I'm like an alcoholic snooker player. I don't give a fuck. And I've said on the pod before, he does it to Laurie because he really likes Laura, and he goes, "How you doing, baby girl?" And she's like, "What?" And he just means it as like, it's probably a bit of like a smooth sort of Dublin colloquialism. But for the East Midlands, no one's going around going, "You're right, baby girl." All right, dog, you look fucking banging. All right, it's my sister, I can see it. So it jars, but it's because he doesn't know any other gear apart from flirty, sexy Irish fucking comedian.
When I lived in Chester with Danny Mac, he used to stay with us quite a lot, John, because he'd come and do like Liverpool where they don't pay for hotels, and just come and stay with us in Chester. Just going for a pint with him. I could just listen to him talk, and I love watching his stuff. He's a good hang, and he's just good to be around, John. And
he also one of these guys that you could pull him out of 2020 and plop him into like 1930, and he'd make it work. He wouldn't tweet then, and he probably doesn't tweet now. I don't give a fuck about tweeting. I like a fucking pint and a lady. I could fucking time travel with no problem. If I time travel, I'd be dead in 3 seconds. I'd be trying to Google like how to get out of the fucking Great Depression.
I reckon I could absolutely walk into any period of time.
Oh, here we go.
Woo! I'm going to hurt my finger.
Start the clip.
Mate. I mean, you're white. There's one. I'll give you that.
Exactly.
That makes it easier.
Yeah.
I don't think you could time travel very well.
Where could I fit in?
Tudor England. Let's start there.
I already look like Henry VIII.
You fucking...
I was in the Tudors in school.
With your fucking wolf with the cyborg guy. Pray tell, what is this, sir? It's a fucking... Hey, Harry mates, it's a fucking wolf with a cyborg guy. Are you Catholic or Protestant? Are you a papist, sir? I fucking love wolves, lad. I'm a fucking lad.
What about Egyptian times?
Egyptian times. Nailed it. Mate. You be with the Hebrews building fucking pyramids in 3 seconds.
What's your job in Egyptian times, Adam? Jester?
I could be a jester. I could outbuild the pyramids.
Huh?
What else?
Paint and decorate the pyramids?
Could you imagine trying to do your stand-up, trying to do your style of abrasive, non-musical mime stand-up to like Tudor, like the Tudor court? Like, all right. You'd literally time travel. And the compere comes on, dressed as a jester. The next knave who will perform to you, the next jongleur for your delectation, 'tis Adam Rowe.
I should have mentioned this last time.
Who's drinking? Mead. Oh, fuck.
My great-great-great-granddad plastered the pyramids.
Great.
Cha! Upset me, nasty bitch!
You need a wolf with a cyborg eye and a fucking bell.
What was plastered? Inside?
Are you mate, are you trying to take it seriously? Well, hang on, no. We can pick this apart. What did he plaster? Fucking Tutankhamun. Khabib Nurmagomedov and Tutankhamun.
What about the Roman Empire times then? Like gladiator times?
Oh yeah, we've played the frog.
Yeah. I honestly reckon, like, give like I'm not saying the first day it'd be easy, but I reckon I could bounce into any period of time and make it work.
How long do you need?
Half an hour, an hour.
Half an hour.
Like, I'd be a bit discombobulated. Like, you'd be like, wow, how'd I get here?
Hang on. I think it's all about, time travel's all about, do you get the kit? Because if you turn up in a pair of Air Jordans,
then you'd be like the fucking secret millionaire, wouldn't you? You'd be like, oh, what's he? Where'd you get them?
you'd be burnt within about a fortnight.
Why?
Because, mate, if you go back far enough, they just scream witchcraft, don't you? You can't turn up in your fucking Stussy hoodie to Tudor England.
Why?
Because they literally were burning people at the stake who, like, if you were just a papist.
No, but I'd just go to Emily the 8th and be like, lad, I'll get you one.
Yeah.
I know the lad in size, I get 10% off.
That happened all the time.
You'd struggle in the 80s. Man, the fucking 1800s.
Oh, that was fun.
I honestly, like...
I loved that. I love the confidence. Like, I know you're bullshitting, but...
I'm not bullshitting! I'm really not!
I do it all right in the 80s with this shirt. God, I'm fucking singing some shit today.
What decade were you born in? The 80s?
81.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I nearly plumbed for 70s first. But do you reckon you'd fit into older times better than I would?
Honestly, where do you... If you're being totally honest, how far back do you think you could go before
Pangea.
Pangea. Okay, good.
Before human existence.
You fucking dino nonce.
280 million years ago, Pangea.
Yeah.
They reckon.
Give or take.
What did you do?
What did your great granddad plaster in Pangea?
He was the one who farted and made it all blow up.
I've heard some retarded shit on this, but that was top 3.
I reckon
The dinosaurs were killed by your granddad farting.
Do you reckon? No. You know, because we're all, like, evolution's a thing, innit? Right.
Oh, he's... Crazy eyes. Crazy eyes.
Yep.
He's got crazy eyes. Look, the patrons know it as well. They're literally going, yep, I can see it. Whenever his eyes are sweating, it's a bad sign, isn't it? Look.
Oh,
Glassy eyes.
right. Because we're all... Because evolution is a thing. And at one point, there was no human on Earth, but we still had to come from somewhere, right? Yeah. Does that mean that your great, like, for infinity granddad was like a pterodactyl?
Holy shit. Oh, my God. Maybe the pigeons shitting on the roof could claim that.
Or like a T-Rex then?
No, I think... That are we doing it seriously?
What do you mean? No.
No, we're not descended from dinosaurs.
No.
You're a fucking mammal, you lizard.
And dinosaurs weren't.
No, they weren't. They're
That
not.
was a nice dichotomy. That you're a mammal, you're a lizard.
I know, that's what I was going for.
Just that one.
I think birds might.
A T-Rex wasn't a bird.
You're right, Adam. Thank you, Dr. Adam. I think birds might be descended from dinosaurs. I think we are descended from...
Go on.
Shit that climbed out of swamps. That I don't know.
Like monkeys and that?
Yeah.
But the thing that was in the swamp, was that not a dinosaur?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean...
You tell me that I'm fucking stupid at times. We get 2 sentences in and you look like a dickhead.
When dinosaurs existed, mammals existed, didn't they?
Yeah, because like
we're descended from the mammals, not the dinosaurs.
Right.
Yeah.
But are they not classed as dinosaurs? The mammals?
No, they're just little creatures running around the dinosaurs. I think they're reptilian, aren't they?
Yeah.
We're reptiles?
No. The
like amoeba, wasn't it? It was like in the sea.
No, I think aren't we descended from like animals that lived? There was mammals when there was dinosaurs. The dinosaurs were wiped out. Are you fucking? Am I on the hook?
No, I just for a second had one of those moments when I realised that this is our job. We're trying to figure out whether we're swamp people or pterodactyls.
Yeah, there were two of the top 3 swamp people or pterodactyls on the fucking UK comedy circuit. This is why this has to stay on the Patreon, because our whole industry is having a collective panic attack about their earnings, and we're sat here going, no, right, so is it swamp pterodactyls? Is my granddad a pterodactyl? I know he's a painter and decorator. I come from a long line of...
my dad's a painter and decorator.
Yeah.
My granddad's a plasterer.
And your fucking great-granddad was a lizard.
My great-granddad was a fucking plasterer.
I expected more on that.
Plasterer.
What?
My
granddad had plastered the gaff and my dad had painted.
Oh, God.
I think they wanted me to be a joiner so I could do the skating boards.
Yeah.
Alas, it didn't happen.
Nope. But luckily, you got a trade. No student loans, but here he is, very successful. And that's partly down to you. That's your fault. I need a wee because I'm on a low-carb, high fucking water nonce diet.
Right, okay.
Okay, good. I'm sorry to stop the flow.
Let's have a break.
Loud.
What's happening, guys? If you love this podcast and you really want to support us, you can go to haveawordpod.com. You can get yourself some merch, something like this hoodie, something like that t-shirt. There's plenty of stuff for you to go and have a look at there. There's also links so you can buy tickets to the Have a Word live shows and also tickets to mine and Dan's tour shows if you want to come and see us do stand-up. That's all at haveawordpod.com.
It's time to do a pod with Adam and Dan, having lots of fun. Haha, good friend. Everybody love the Patreon. La 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 talky talk. What?
Yeah. You got some questions?
I have, yeah.
Thank fuck. Because I have prepped nothing.
Harry Robinson again.
Hey, this is for you, Harry.
He's a fucking
Fucking
goat.
ledge, mate.
Absolute goat.
Is he a goat? Are we giving him that?
Yeah, he's the one who makes all the stickers for us on Twitter. He's constantly giving us questions, would you rathers and whatnot. His question here, harking back to the going back in time, what do you fellas think about the people who dodged the draft in World War II? I saw an interview with a fella. He said he faked asthma so he didn't have to go to war. He said it was the best thing he ever done because he was swimming in punani in the bomb shelters. Basically, would you rather have done the same or go
a direct
to war?
quote, probably. Well ahead of his time. Me fucking smashing load of punani in the blitz. Innit?
So basically, fake an illness so you can stay home and be a pussy or go to war.
What was a loaded question there, Carl?
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with war, so I don't know why I said that, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd dodge the draft, me.
What?
I'd defo dodge the draft. Would you go? It would depend on the enemy.
The question, that's a different question to the one that Harry's asked. He's talking about World War II.
Yeah.
And it's different than a draft now. So who are we fighting now?
Yeah, I'd fight the Nazis, but I'm not going to fucking Syria.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you're all right with ISIS. Sound with ISIS, no beef.
No, because it's far more complicated than you sound with ISIS. I don't like ISIS. If anything,
Could you write that down, everyone? Thanks for clearing that up.
I'd vote them out.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? I'd vote for anyone but them. But, like...
You make it sound like ISIS is sitting in
I
local
feel like
elections. Do not vote for Democrat. Do not vote for Republican. Vote for ISIS.
I just hate the whole idea of war in general, because I reckon there was people who fought for the Nazis who were probably dead sound. Do you know what I mean? They were just sort of...
Dortmund fans.
No, they were just forced into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's like they had a game of footy on Christmas Day, didn't they? Because they can't.
Nope.
I don't believe
Nope.
that.
No, that was the First World War, but I get what you mean. It was a different war, but yeah.
Was that the first one?
That was the First World War. That was the
second one
trenches.
wasn't as nice.
Second was a bit more fast moving.
Oh, was it?
There wasn't many trenches in the Second World War.
You talking about the two world wars and the difference between them while wearing that shirt is just fucking poetry, you know?
Welcome to the Open University. This is history for lids.
Yeah, so, like, I just think it's fucking mental. When we go to war, the person who decided to go to war doesn't go to war. He's just sat in fucking 10 Downing Street going, oh, let's go and kill some... And you have to go and fight people who are doing the same thing for some other cunts who did the same thing in another country. And then loads of us die. And they're both there just going, well, you know, I probably won't get another term, but I'll just retire now. I hate that.
That was roughly the First World War. It brought down the class system in this country because it was the last war of like basically the aristocracy going, well, hang on a minute. I'm related to the Prince of fucking Prussia, and they've just attacked and it was all interrelated, retarded royalty fucking squabbling. And it was awful that many people just got, there was no tactics in the trenches. It was just basically like, yeah, they've got machine guns, but we're just going to just run at them. And it was awful. The loss of life on both sides was horrific. The Second World War, which is the one Harry's asked about, was different because there was the Blitz. There was aircraft bombing parts of the UK and London.
Our church.
Yeah. And it was a totally different war because of tank warfare. There weren't any trenches. People weren't just like going, come on, boys, the whistle, and then run to victory and just getting mowed down. It was fast-moving tank warfare. There was paratroopers. There was all sorts crucially, they thought they were fighting evil. Hitler was evil. Like, he was trying to conquer different parts of Western Europe, and he was a murderous bastard. Like, the ruling ranks knew it, and people on the ground knew it. Like, if you live in London and you've watched your school and your mate's house just get blown up, you're like, oh, hang on, this isn't a class thing. This is an attack. They were trying to invade this country.
But we only think that Hitler was like that because that's what we've been told, don't we?
Ooh, Rowie.
Know what I mean?
Yeah, we have been told.
Like, there was no internet back then, so there wasn't anyone fact-checking the BBC and that.
No, you're
just
right.
Don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know for sure.
But when you have Holocaust survivors, you do have an inkling.
Yeah.
Of the horrific evil that was going on.
But they've only, like, Hitler wasn't at Auschwitz. He wasn't there overseeing it. So all they've been told is he was the one in charge. Could have been someone else.
It's like when you blame your manager, didn't it, in work? Your managers said, I've got to do it, not me.
Manager's on holiday. He was in the Bahamas, just fucking smoking a bit of weed, feet up. And he's like, yeah, what, the Nazis? Yeah. No, we make trifles, don't we? Yeah, that's what we do there.
He was just taking the Patreon money and then letting fucking Goebbels do the rest.
Exactly.
Goebbels was the bad one, though, wasn't he?
No,
but he did.
They're all pretty bad.
No, but he did all the testing on babies and shit, didn't he? What was that?
This is like history for fucking... This is like history when you haven't got the internet. Yeah, Goebbels, Himmler.
Who's Goebbels?
He was a second in command. He was the fucking rat.
Oh, really?
Hitler was a rat, but Goebbels was a rat.
He was I
think it's just
a Nazi. He basically came up with a lot of the things that are associated with the purest elements of Nazism and ethnic cleansing and the Aryan race. And
so, like, Hitler wasn't like...
They were all part of it, mate. They were all the fucking...
But Hitler was like the poster boy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
No, he was the leader.
Yeah.
It was him. Like, Goebbels was empowered by...
Hitler.
Yeah.
I
love it that you were like, nah, was he that bad?
I'm not saying, like, if it's true, then yeah, what an absolute cunt.
Be careful. You're nearly Holocaust denying.
No, I'm not saying it didn't happen.
Isn't it?
You're just trying to say it might not have been old Adolf. Maybe he's had a bad rap.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know.
It was a different war, and I don't think you could have been a conscientious objector. Also, have you ever been on a stag do when everyone's doing a round of tequila and you're like, oh no, I want to make it through to 11, and everyone's like, you fucking bender. Like, it's essentially that, isn't it? Like, no, I can't go. Like, all the lads,
I thought you meant
all
like...
young lads wanted to go.
Oh, right. Okay.
There was a pressure. If you didn't go, you were like, my granddad is 95 now. He turned 16 in 1945. Oof. He missed the war by that much, and he's still gutted about it. He joined the Navy because the armed forces still took on, because obviously you don't end the war and like, everyone's sound. You still have to rule the city. Like, there's a lot that they were still doing, I think, national subscription.
Service. Conscription.
Subscription. But he basically went and fucking hung out in the Firth of Forth. He just went and hung out near Edinburgh for a bit, and that was it. He didn't get to fight the war. His older brothers got to fight the war, And he was gutted about it because that's all he wanted to do as a young lad. They were his heroes. And this is a time where there wasn't sport being played. All you heard on the news was like, we're fighting this war, we're winning, it's nationalism. The media was controlled. I don't think you can put yourself in the position of going, yeah, I think war's bullshit. I think at the time, you wanted to fight for your country because it was, you're defending your family, your friends, your country, your school, your mates. I don't think now, like I've just watched something. If you're looking for something to watch on Netflix, there's something just gone up called
How I Met Your Mother. It's
amazing. It's about national subscription. It's called the Trial of the Chicago 7.
Oh, yeah.
About the protest of the Vietnam War. And you're watching it going, of course you'd protest that. They did national... Why am I struggling with that?
What?
Conscription.
Conscription.
But they did it on a birthday. They're just like an awful fucking
Tombola.
lotto. Yeah. And you're probably going to die if you were born on December 30th.
Like the Hunger Games.
Yeah. Why are you fighting that war?
Hey, there was rations, so everyone was hungry.
Biting satire there.
Kobe.
Kobe.
Yeah. I feel like Adam's got... I'm not like... I'm not saying you're stupid, but I'm saying you've got little knowledge on this, so you're more of an observer of Dan.
Yeah, I'm watching, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm interested. It's just, here's the thing with stuff like this, right?
It's also a comedy podcast, so he's trying to make it funny. I get it. And I'm being a bit history nonsense.
No, I'm really not, because I'm actually interested, because I really want to talk about World War II and learn about it, but I absolutely don't want to watch a World War II documentary.
Watching Glorious Bastards, you've never seen it, have you?
No.
I mean, it's not saying it's a true story, but you learn a little bit.
But like...
Goes a little bit off the rails towards the end.
Towards the end. Goes funky.
Hitler.
Spoilers!
All right, sorry.
It's a fucking Tarantino film. It doesn't have a cake.
But, like, I love stuff like this. I love, like, UFOs and that as well. Do you know what I mean? Do you believe in aliens?
That gear change made me angry inside.
That was like reverse.
No, I don't know. Hitler might not have been that bad. Do you believe in aliens?
I'm not saying Hitler might not have been that bad. I'm saying be careful who you listen to.
Right.
I love how you keep trying to take that seriously. You fucking idiot.
Adam's on the motorway and just threw it in reverse.
Yeah. We were just on the history motorway and he tried to make a Vauxhall Corsa fly. That's what happened then. Like, yeah, what about if we just... But Vietnam, I would have. That's a fucking ridiculous
and the Falklands
war.
As well. That was a fucking ball.
Yeah, but only the army fought that. There's no national conscription.
No.
So that's difficult because if you've signed up to be a soldier,
yeah,
what the fuck do you expect? It's different when they're going, all right, are you 19?
Yeah, but some people just sign up to be a soldier because they just want to shut the mum up, don't they? Because they just don't want to go and work in fucking Aldi or whatever.
True, and if you're from a poor, like, if you're from a fucking Welsh village where there's no mining, or some poor northern town in the 80s that's been, like, forgotten by Thatcher, the army was a way of going, fuck, I want a job, and I want to get fed, I want to see the world out of your place where heroin starts being a problem. But still, when soldiers are sent to war, and I've got mates in the forces... It's a different level of repulsion, isn't it? By like, if you go revulsion by going, oh, hang on, it's disgusting, this war. That you might have ethical problems with all wars. I get it, but if you sign up to be a soldier, that's like going, fucking hell. I know I'd sign up to be a baker, but there's loads of fucking bread here, and I'm just like, there's a bit too much bread. Like, that's the worst analogy I have ever come up with.
But isn't it more like signing up for a bakery apprenticeship?
Shit.
Isn't it more like signing up for like a bakery course and then on day one they make you make some sausage rolls and Greg's? Do you know what I mean?
Thanks for saving me on that one.
Do you know what I mean? No.
Really?
Deep end.
Because they didn't ever think they were going to make sausage rolls. They were just trying to fucking pass the time for a bit. Get a qualification.
Dan, would you join the TA?
The Territorial Army. You mean the fucking cadets for Bell Ends?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
All right.
I'd love to see you in that.
Give off TA vibes, you know.
Do I? What, in my camouflage? Yeah. Where the fuck am I being camouflaged?
Have you never been in like any kind of force or like
you were scouts, weren't you? You were defo scouts. Yeah.
I was Air Scouts.
Air Scouts?
Air Scout.
Yeah. In my bit of...
What's Air Scouts?
Like helicopter scouts.
Helicopter. I am so wary about saying this out loud. I am a little bit more nervous about saying this than, you know, at that time I got pissed in Colchester and snogged a man. That was a level of worry about saying that. And I think Air Scouts might be a level up from that as you two fucking hyenas go, what's fucking Air Scouts?
What is it?
You Tory nonce.
What is Air Scouts? Come on.
You know, so there's like Beavers, Cubs, Scouts.
Yeah.
Right? And there's also
What's the difference?
Cadets is, well, Beavers is for small children, Cubs is for like 8-year-olds, and then Scouts is for whatever. It's like an age thing.
Scouts is for adults. Yeah.
No, Scouts is for like 10, 11, 12, 30.
Right, okay.
And then there's Adventure Scouts for people who need to get some fucking pussy. Are you joining Adventure Scouts? No, because I've seen a tit. Bye-bye. But we had in our area a specialist thing of Scouts that is quite rare. And they're called Air Scouts. And it's for basically, if you like, you know, the Scout movement, but you're also a bit into planes.
The Scout movement.
The Scout movement.
The Scout movement.
Baden Powell.
The movement.
Cubs and Scouts.
What, like the Black Panthers?
Yeah, so it goes Beavers, Cubs.
They're all animals.
It goes Beavers, Beavers, Cubs, Scouts, and then you can either go Air Scouts or Black Panther. I don't know if you know Penworth and Preston, but not that many Black Panthers around. I mean, there's not that many black guys, to be honest. Oh, that'd be amazing. So what the fuck do you want, Dan? Little Dan Nightingale? Do you want to fight oppression, or do you want to look at planes at RAF Finningley?
So what does that entail then, the Air Scouts?
It's the same as Scouts, except you just nonce about planes a little bit.
You just talk about them. Did you get to fly any?
Yeah. Well, I have my plane flying badge. You fuck. How posh do you think I am? We didn't have Air Scouts. We had fucking. We didn't even have Scouts. Have you ever seen Oliver? We had like Fagin. He'd be like, what did you think for me
Imagine
today,
looking up and
boys?
seeing Dan in a Cessna. He's like 14. Are you a plane nonce then, yeah?
But I thought they might have
Not
like,
really.
sit on the pilot's knee. And it's crying.
What, like the fucking Alicante flight from Manchester?
You know, like when your dad had you in as the car park and put you on his knee and pretended you were driving. Did they not do that with you? No. You're flying the plane.
I know things used to be a bit more chilled out pre-terrorism, but it wasn't like, come on, pop on my lap and we'll fly the plane. Captain, what's that nudging in my bottom? Never mind that. You want to fly a plane, you're going to have to get abused.
Always nonsense.
Always nonsense. No, I never flew a plane.
So what was...
For shame.
So what was different about the Air Scouts and the Scouts? You just talked about planes.
You just did a bit of plane stuff, and instead of just going to scout camp, you went to RAF Finningley. I'm not even joking.
So...
Like Airfix?
What?
When you make, like you buy the
It sounds daft, but it was like air-oriented scouts. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Honestly, everyone's piss take is absolutely valid, but my granddad was in the Air Force. My uncle was in the Air Force, and he was a pilot for sounds so wanky, but we're a bit of an air Nancy family.
Yeah. Aviation bred.
Yeah.
So do you think aliens exist?
I wasn't an alien scout.
Do you though? I don't think we've talked about this. Do you believe in aliens?
Well, it comes down to that thing of like it's plausible, isn't it?
It's arrogant to think that they don't exist, I think. To be like, nah, we're the best.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think it's ignorant to think just because you can't comprehend existence and everything that is entailed in hundreds and like 5 billion years of like existence, just because you can't get your head around it going, there's a man that looks after me and he's got a beard. Why do you think that? Because I got told that when I was a child. Well, what about that guy from that different part of the world that thinks something different? Yeah, that's definitely wrong. Mine's right, because my dad said. Like, I find that ignorant. I also get exactly what you mean. It's arrogant to be like, no, this is the only special place.
Do you think aliens live amongst us?
Oh, now we're getting daft.
No.
What, like Men in Black?
Not like that, but like, do you not reckon there's like, do you reckon they've ever been here?
Aliens?
Yeah. Do you reckon Area 51's a thing? Do you believe Bob Lazar?
What do you mean by alien though? Like a little fucking green man or?
like an intelligent life form from another planet.
Yeah. Well, what have they done that we wouldn't have done? Because you wouldn't have thought they would have left something for us. Because if they've got to us before we've got to them, you'd think they're more advanced than us. We are dealing with some big old issues, aren't we, on this one?
What's that element?
Yeah, element 114. Which, so do you know who Bob Lazar is?
No.
So he was on Joe Rogan's podcast. And
What have you been watching?
No, there's a documentary on Netflix about him that I watched ages ago.
Right.
And he claims to have worked at Area 51. And then he was like outing them. They were like, look, we've got spaceships. There's 7 of them, and 3 of them are operational. And they run on this thing called Element 114, I think it's called. Google that for us, Cal. And at the time, he was like, this is how we get into Area 51. So there was, he said, there's a thing you put your hand on, and it's like spikes, and it measures the length of your bones. And that's how we got in. And at the time, people were like, you're a fucking idiot. That obviously doesn't exist. It's been proven since then that it does, and it did exist then. And that is how people at Area 51 get into work. Element 114, is that what it is called?
It's called flerovium.
Have I got the number right, though?
Element 114, yeah. And it's a synthetic element. It's radioactive.
Yeah. So, but at the time, he said it runs on Element 114, which it doesn't occur naturally on this planet, but we can artificially create it. And at the time, he was ridiculed, saying...
What time are we talking?
Late 80s.
Okay. All right.
And he was like... so we've got these spaceships, we've got some of the Element 114 off it, and we're trying to reverse engineer it. And he was literally ridiculed, like, Element 114 doesn't exist. It's not possible for that to exist in any capacity. It's now on the periodic table. He was ridiculed by the government. He claimed to have been at university in New Mexico, I think it was. And they went, oh, we've never heard of him. There's literally articles in newspaper cuttings of him, professor at this university, Bob Lazar.
So he's the whistleblower on Area 51 and alien life forms.
Yeah.
Fascinates me, Area 51. Love to go.
It would be disappointing to me that we had been visited by aliens, but Runcorn still looks like this.
Maybe it looks like this because of the aliens.
Well, then
maybe they do live here.
They've got a lot to fucking answer for. Because a higher form of life shouldn't have come down to Earth and been like, that'll
but it
do.
doesn't mean they're better than us at everything. It just means they can make a better fucking ship.
We beat them at footy.
Do you know what I mean?
That's classic football fan. Yeah, can you play fucking footy?
Yeah.
It's like the Americans. You got your own sport. What, alien ball? Fuck off. Shite.
What do you think about the infinite universe?
Can you imagine if they were thick? Oh my God, it's our first limit, and they just came out. We are alien from far away.
Yeah, but like, you don't even know. Because like, you know, like the first thing we sent into space was like a fucking rabbit or a dog or something, or a monkey. We sent them before we sent humans, didn't we?
I think a dog went, didn't it?
Right.
The Russians sent a dog.
What if this intelligent life form made a spaceship and was like, we can't be sending our best. Just send fucking Barry.
Barry! I'm ready to be a spaceman.
You know what I mean? We'd rather lose Barry than Jeff. Jeff fucking built the spaceship. We don't want to lose him. Because if we lose him, we can't build another one. Barry can't build a fucking spaceship.
Oh, it died in space.
The dog?
Yeah, Laika, the space dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
But there we go. Like, they'd send a dickhead. They'd send a fucking idiot. Yeah. So the one that arrived, he might not even be able to tell us why he's here.
Ground control to Major Baz.
We'd send you.
Put your seatbelt on, you fucking lunar spaz.
What do you think about the infinite universe theory? Because we used to play that game, didn't we, when we got bored? Remember?
What? No.
Like, this is where I get like people who believe in a higher power, and they're like, there's so many universes.
Everything
it's infinite.
exists.
Even
like you're Elton John and you're Boy George and I'm a dog.
There is I can't comprehend that. I can't see how that works.
No.
But there's a universe where Elton John and Boy George do.
No, literally the whole of existence is exactly the same, except it's you're Elton John and I'm fucking Boy George. Yeah. I've struggled with that a little bit. Just a touch. Call me a cynic. Call me a cynic.
Do you think in that universe Elton John still does my Elton John impression?
Well, yeah, because there's a universe where that exists.
And then there's one where he does it in like... Outstanding.
Oh, I'd give us another question.
Yeah, because
off the rails,
my head.
Have a word,
No, it was off the rails, good off the rails. But when you go, what do you think about infinite universes? You're like, probably just another question.
We don't want to have a word.
You don't want to have a word?
No, save them for the public. We don't get enough of them.
Okay.
We don't. And if you want us to bitch at someone, haveawordpod@gmail.com.
Okay. What's the most ridiculously untrue thing you believed as a child? So you told me one the other day, Adam, about the bird.
I said that on the podcast, haven't I? I told you about my bird that killed itself. Me budgie.
What?
Have I told you about me budgie?
I don't think you have, you know.
What?
So when I was like 4, I had a pet budgie called Sparks.
Yeah.
I went to school one day and come back and my mum was like, Sparks just flew away. And then the next morning I woke up and she was like, left you a feather on the doorstep. It's come back to leave you a feather.
Just to say goodbye and I'll miss you.
To say goodbye. And then when I was like 17, I was pissed with my mum and my mates. And I was telling them that story. I was like, yeah, it flew away and it come back the next day and left me a feather. I was like, didn't it, Mum? And she went, no. When you were at school, it plucked all its own feathers out and killed itself.
You, Sparks.
But I believe that. Like, until the age of...
I'm trying to think. My mum once said something that I overheard when I was really young. And my dad was a civil engineer and like did engineering like drawings, you know, properly mapped out. And I don't even know.
Isn't that?
Blueprints.
He could do that. And my mum was quite creative.
You could do it. Anyone can do a blueprint, can't
Oh, but yeah, but he trained as an engineer.
Right, okay.
So he could properly do it. And my mum was quite creative.
I'm genuinely offended.
No, I just...
No! My dad went to engineer school. You can't just give any dickhead a blue bit of paper and a bit of chalk.
Are we doing my dad's job banter? Because I think we've all been quite kind about your fucking vocational history. What? My dad was a painter and decorator. The fucking Tutankhamun was a painter and decorator. I'm descended from pterodactyls and you're a fucking Air Scout. You don't even need to call me a nonce anymore. Just call me an Air Scout.
Go on.
And she said, I overheard her say, "Oh no, you know, I'm an artist, but Peter's more of a straight line artist." And it took me 25 years, maybe, to realise that she meant like making plans and stuff and doing like engineering drawings. I just thought my dad was fucking really good at drawing straight lines. And it was my whole childhood. I was like, yeah, it's a really weird thing of mum to say. Like, my dad was going to go, right, I'm going to do a drawing, okay? And I'm fucking good at this. I'm an artist. Watch this. And then just go, that is well straight. That banged around my head for fucking ages. I was like, yeah, apparently my dad's really good at drawing straight lines. But that I can't. That's a weird in your childhood, isn't it? How much fucking bullshit just cooks around.
Well, I've got one, but I still believe it, and I won't Google it. And
you've got to say it now.
So my granddad used to take me everywhere. Like, I went to the match with him. He took me to play footy. He did everything with me.
Love granddads, man.
So it was me and my granddad all the time.
Is this the booster seat?
Yeah, well, wasn't a booster seat, but he said,
what was it?
So obviously,
fucking yellow pages. That's how we did it back in the day.
My mum must have had an issue with me being in the front when I was little.
Okay.
So my granddad's gone, listen, you've got to be 16 to be in the front seat. I still believe that. You've got to be
16 years old to sit in the front seat of a car.
But it's a believable lie, isn't it?
No.
And if the police...
It is a believable lie.
As a child, he still believes it now.
If the police had come past, he'd go, get your head down. And I'd get my head down.
I think you are meant to turn off the airbag, aren't you? You're meant to turn off the airbag if you've got a child in the front.
Why?
Because the airbag can kill them. Yeah.
Yeah, but so can fucking going through the front windscreen.
Yeah, but that's where your seatbelt comes in. That airbag is too powerful for like a child's face.
I know that.
See, it sounds too believable.
It's not true.
Just put him in the back, innit?
No, but
he still thinks to this day
he
that
wants it to be cool, Grandad. You can sit in the front, but if we see police, get your head down. And I'd be like, oh, you're sick, you, Grandad. And I'd sit in the front.
This is going to sound so mental. I love being a dad. Can't wait to be a granddad. I'm going to be a right cantankerous old fucking magical granddad. Like, I know it's bad, but if Etta gets pregnant at 16, I'll be like, oh, never mind, love. Yeah, your life's fucked, but Grandad Dan's really in fucking...
You're going to be getting Etta ready for prom. Like, no, you need to be showing more skin.
Yeah. But she comes down in like a sensible blouse. You're not wearing that! Get some fucking high heels on. Get some lippy on. No daughter of mine is going out in a cardigan. Slag it up. Oh, God, I'm so glad my wife doesn't listen to these. Are we Patreon? Oh, sorry, babes. Patreon?
Are we done?
I'd say that's a part.
I think it was a bit boring, that one. Here's to all my Air Scout brothers, yeah? 5th Penwood and Air Scouts. What?
That's going to be the new Pizzagate, that. People are going to put emojis of airplanes on Twitter to certify nonsense.
Okay.
Thanks for supporting.
Okay.
Please always tweet about the Patreon episodes. We always notice when you tweet about it, we get more people signing up.
Amazing when people do that. I love how like in solidarity it is when you're like, you fucking knobheads, and it really helps us.
Tweet about it, Instagram it, Facebook it, text your mates and go, oh, you need to get onto this podcast. Spread the word for us. It's growing quite rapidly, and we want to build an absolute fucking army. The Lid Army. Lid Army!
Hey, and we've also got a few little plans for this lockdown. We'll not say what they are yet. We're just putting them together.
Yeah.
But there's going to be some little extras.
We got you. We got you.
Hey.
You helped us through the first lockdown.
Oh.
We're going to help you through the second.
Is it a daily? Is it a daily podcast?
Forget
it fuck a daily
Forget
podcast?
about it. We got you. Not that, but forget about it. We got you. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.